Hey guys, I wanted to quickly share some of the homemade gifts I made this year for Christmas. You know that I like crafts, and these were also pretty budget-friendly ideas, so if you're still looking for like last-minute gifts, there are a few things here you could probably still pull off, or maybe just ideas for next year for birthdays or whatever. But I need to get them to the post office, so quickly, a lot of things are crochet. If you crochet, that's great news. If you don't crochet, you should learn. It's really seriously easy. There are great video tutorials on YouTube. I just learned from a book, but it is pretty quick to pick up. A couple of these things in particular, you just need 1 or 2 stitches. And for me, it's like therapy. It's really relaxing. I found that I can do it while I'm nursing, so that influenced my choice of project here too. I will put links to all the patterns I used for everything that I had a pattern for, and you know, if there's websites with information or whatever, just so you guys have the tools if you want to look more into it. So the first thing is I made Alice a little Santa hat. We got holiday photos taken a couple weeks ago, so I made this for that. And I think I'm pretty sure I do have a pattern, so there'll be one for this. I also made her little mitts. These are just fleece. I just traced her hand on tissue paper and then added, you know, 1/2 inch for a seam allowance and just whip something together. The cuff is actually knit fabric I had left over from baby legs. You can never really have too many baby mittens because they're going to get lost. So, the very easiest thing I did was this shawl for my grandmother. It's, Marcos is going to keep hitting my table. It's just one type of yarn and literally 1 stitch, and it's just enough to sort of cover her back and, you know, wrap around a little bit. Super soft, and because it's a bulky yarn, it went really fast. I think I did this in, I don't know, 3 hours. I did have a pattern, so that'll be below. Another thing I do have a pattern for is the scarf I made for my brother's girlfriend, and it ruffles on its own. It's kind of hard to see in this light, but this is purple. It also uses a bulky yarn. This took me maybe 2 hours. You also only need 1 stitch for this, and it's going to be hard to see, but it just ruffles like that on its own. It's kind of cute. I also had a pattern for this reusable Swiffer cover. If you know what a Swiffer is, they come with those cloths that you just throw out. But it's kind of a waste, and you know, it's just a continual expense. So this is one just using scrap yarn. There's a really great pattern, and it just fits right over your Swiffer guy. I just use scraps here, and then you wash it in the washer. And it looks like it's actually going to pick up more cat fur and stuff than the regular cloth, so this is a winner. If you use a Swiffer, if you know someone who does, I'm going to give this to my mom. And then make another one for myself later. Alright, I did make another scarf. I didn't have a pattern for this, but it just uses 2 stitches. And it's just sort of your regular scarf. It's for Mike's uncle. I made a couple of cotton dishcloths for my mom. She really loves these for washing dishes, or you can use them as pot holders. It's just a couple. Last crochet project, this my sister actually asked for. It is a sort of headband thing. It closes with buttons, and it sort of, you know, covers your ears, so it fastens in the back. And I didn't have a pattern for this. She sent me the idea. She had a knitted version that she saw somewhere that she liked, so I just came up with a crochet version to sort of match. And then I did have a pattern for this snowflake or star, whatever it is, so I'll link to that. And I just sort of stitched on some extra little snowflakes, whatever they are. Okay, other projects. Also for my sister, so she lives in the mountains in Arizona where it gets really cold in the winter, and on the weekends she works at a ski resort doing like ski patrol or search and rescue or whatever it is. So she's out in the cold. I came up with this idea for her, making these little clouds that are hand warmers. They're filled with uncooked rice, and I tossed in some dried lavender too, just for the scent. But these you microwave for like 30 seconds and then stick in your pockets, and they help keep your hands warm. So this second one I still have to fill with rice, but this one I just used a Really basic, tight zigzag stitch all the way around the edge, and that's it. Okay, wool dryer balls. My idea was to make wool dryer balls, and if they turned out well, give them to just about every household I was making gifts for. However, they're not working so great yet. They're just not felting. I used a yarn that all the reviews said felt really well, but for me it's just not felting yet. And I used tennis ball cores to sort of save on yarn, but like I said, I'm just not getting the results I wanted yet. I have a few different types of yarn to use, and I have some roving that I was just going to use on the outside. I'm going to keep working with it, but that idea is shot for Christmas. The very last thing that is not finished yet is that we made salt dough ornaments of Alice's handprints. This is sort of, I think this is a popular internet project, but here's sort of what it looks like. It's just a dough that you make out of literally flour, salt, and water. That's it. Knead it up a little bit, and then you roll it out with a rolling pin. Alice's hands are huge, so I had to use like the biggest coffee mug we had to make the shape. I wanted to use a cute cookie cutter or something, but her hands are just too big. So anyway, and then we just pressed her hand in for the pattern. I hope you can see that. Poked a little hole to attach our ribbon, and then you just bake them in the oven. I think it was for half an hour. These are totally unfinished. You can see they're just a little bit golden, but they're pretty much just like a beige dough color. I'm not sure if we're going to paint them yet or just varnish them. We have like spray varnish. But that's the plan for the grandparents, then we're going to save one for ourselves. And we made an extra just in case something happened. Salt dough isn't probably going to last forever, but hopefully it will last a few years. Just for a nice memento. And I'm going to safeguard mine really, really well. We had extra dough, so I just used a cookie cutter to make a couple little extra tree ornaments. And we're going to paint them. I already painted one of them. Same thing, and we'll just stick a ribbon in the top and make some ornaments, just probably for us. The recipe for the salt dough is below also. And I think that's it. Happy crafting. Let me know if you have any questions.